A very good morning. It's just past 8 this 13 January morning and we're back again with Breakfast Show. I'm Anil Thomas and over the next 1 hour, we'll take you through the major happenings across India and the globe from the field of politics, business and sports. Also our regular segment on health and weather. Jan 13 is observed as Make Your Dream Come True Day and a special day for all those following a dream. Today is the day to stop dreaming and start doing something to make your dreams come true. Our top focus over the day, 9-judge bench to hear the faith versus rights issue in Supreme Court. Amit Shah meanwhile throwing a challenge to Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee over the Citizenship Amendment Act. In sports, Khelo India Youth Games moves to Northeast, but last edition champions Maharashtra going on strong in the opening ranks of the sporting extravaganza. Also, we'll be getting live inputs from our team of correspondents to the top stories. But first up this Monday morning, the headlines we are tracking at the top of this hour. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah reiterate that the amended Citizenship Act does not take away citizenship of any person. It's a law to grant citizenship. Accuse opposition parties of misleading people by spreading falsehood. Nine-judge Constitution Bench of Supreme Court to begin hearing the Sabrimala case to review its earlier order allowing women of all ages into the shrine. Met Department predicts fresh spell of snowfall in higher reaches of Himalayas including Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Snowfall to trigger thunderstorm accompanied with rain in Punjab, Haryana and capital Delhi, leading to fresh cold wave. In international news, fresh attacks targeting US troops stationed at a US air base in Iraq. 4 Iraqi personnel reported injured. Massive anti-government protests in several cities of Iran over the downing of a Ukrainian passenger jet by Iran last week. 176 persons were killed in the mishap. Iran later accepted its mistake and apologized. And in cricket, 16-member Indian cricket team led by Virat Kohli announced for the forthcoming T20 series in New Zealand. Rohit Sharma and Mohammad Shami come back after an injury break. And now for the stories in detail. On day 2 of his West Bengal visit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a massive gathering of youths as well as monks at Belur Mutt. He was felicitated on the dais by the Ramakrishna Mission Managing Committee. Addressing the gathering, Prime Minister Narendra Modi cleared the air on the Citizenship Amendment Act. He broke down the amendment into simple terms, making its motive crystal clear. He reiterated that Citizenship Amendment Act only gives persecuted minorities from 3 neighboring countries who are already living in India Indian citizenship. It does not take anything away. Let's listen in.
Citizenship Amendment Act. ये एक्ट क्या है? इसे लाना क्यों जरूरी था? युवाओं के मन में बहुत से सवाल भांति-भांति लोगों के द्वारा भर दिए गए हैं। ऐसा नहीं है कि देश की नागरिकता देने के लिए भारत सरकार ने रातों रात कोई नया कानून बना दिया है। हम सबको पता होना चाहिए कि दूसरे देश से किसी भी धर्म का कोई भी व्यक्ति जो भारत में आस्था रखता है, भारत के संविधान को मानता है, भारत की नागरिकता ले सकता है। सिटीजनशिप एक्ट नागरिकता छीन लेने का नहीं, ये नागरिकता देने का कानून है। और सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट उस कानून में सिर्फ एक संशोधन है। हमने बदलाव ये किया है कि भारत की नागरिकता लेने की सहूलियत और बढ़ा दी है। ये सहूलियत किसके लिए बढ़ाई है? उन लोगों के लिए जिन पर बंटवारे के बाद बने पाकिस्तान में उनकी धार्मिक आस्था की वजह से अत्याचार हुआ, जुल्म हुआ। इसके अलावा आज भी किसी भी धर्म का व्यक्ति, भगवान में मानता हो न मानता हो, जो व्यक्ति भारत के संविधान को मानता है वो तय प्रक्रियाओं के तहत भारत की नागरिकता ले सकता है। नॉर्थ ईस्ट के राज्यों की संस्कृति, वहां की परंपरा, वहां की डेमोग्राफी, वहां के रीति रिवाज, वहां के रहन सहन, वहां का खान पान, वहां की डेमोग्राफी, इस पर इस कानून के में जो सुधार किया गया है इसका कोई विपरीत प्रभाव उन पर न पड़े, इसका भी प्रावधान केंद्र सरकार ने किया है। हमारी सरकार ने देश को स्वतंत्रता दिलाने वाले महान सपूतों की इच्छा का ही हमने सिर्फ पालन किया है। जो महात्मा गांधी कह के गए उस काम को हमने किया है जी।
On the birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda, the 23rd National Youth Festival 2020 started with a grand inauguration ceremony in Lucknow on Sunday. The program was inaugurated by Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath and Union Minister Kiran Rijiju. Prime Minister Narendra Modi shared a video message for the National Youth Festival. In the message, Prime Minister appealed to the youth of the country to try only to purchase local products which will help our countrymen.
युवकों से आग्रह करता हूं, आपके माध्यम से पूरे देश में आंदोलन चले, इस अपेक्षाएं आग्रह करता हूं। क्या हम 2022 तक, बाकी आगे क्या करना देखेंगे, 2022 तक जितना संभव हो सके लोकल प्रोडक्ट्स ही खरीदें। ऐसा करके आप जाने अनजाने अपने किसी युवा साथी की ही मदद करेंगे। आप अपने लक्ष्यों में सफल हो, अपने जीवन में सफल हो।
The Prime Minister said that due to the positive energy of the youth, the government was able to take major decisions like abolishing Article 370 of the Constitution and passing the Citizenship Amendment Act.
युवा सोच हमें कहती है कि समस्याओं से टकराओ, उन्हें सुलझाओ। देश भी इसी सोच पर चल रहा है। आज जम्मू कश्मीर में आर्टिकल 370 हटाया जा चुका है। राम जन्मभूमि का सैकड़ों वर्षों से चला आ रहा विवाद समाप्त हो चुका है। 3 तलाक के खिलाफ कानून बन चुका है। सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट आज एक सच्चाई है। वैसे देश में एक सोच ये भी थी कि आतंकी हमला होने पर चुप बैठ जाओ। अब आप सर्जिकल स्ट्राइक भी देखते हैं, एयर स्ट्राइक भी।
BJP National President Amit Shah on Sunday challenged West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee and Congress leader Rahul Gandhi to find out a provision from the Citizenship Amendment Act that can take citizenship away from anyone in the country. Addressing a public meeting in Jabalpur, Amit Shah said that the need for the public campaign arose as opposition is trying to mislead the nation by spreading rumors.
जन जागरण इसलिए चलाना पड़ रहा है कि कांग्रेस पार्टी, राहुल बाबा एंड कंपनी, कम्युनिस्ट, केजरीवाल, ममता बनर्जी, ये सारी पार्टियां इकट्ठा होकर देश को गुमराह करें। ये सिटीजनशिप अमेंडमेंट एक्ट देश के माइनॉरिटी के अल्पसंख्यक भाइयों की, मुसलमानों की नागरिकता छीन ले और इसके कारण देश में बड़ी भ्रांति की स्थिति निर्मित हुई। इसमें कहीं पर भी नागरिकता छीनने का प्रावधान नहीं है, नागरिकता देने का प्रावधान।
Well, moving to the apex court, a 9-judge constitution bench of the Supreme Court is scheduled to commence today hearing a batch of pleas on the issue of allowing women of all ages to enter Sabrimala temple in Kerala. The bench, headed by Chief Justice S.A. Bobde, will hear a batch of 60 petitions, which will also have constitutional issues of discrimination against Muslim and Parsi women. The 9-judge bench was set up after a 5-judge bench headed by the then Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, by a 3-2 majority verdict, referred the matter to a larger bench while examining the review petitions filed against the September 28, 2018 judgment. The Supreme Court said it is time for the apex court to evolve a judicial policy to do substantial and complete justice. Well, for more on the story, our correspondent tracking the apex courts for us, Vikas Sarthi, joining us this morning on the phone line. Vikas, in this fate versus rights issue that is before the Supreme Court today, what are the issues that are going to be considered by the larger bench, considering that none of the judges that were part of the earlier judgment are a part of this particular bench?
Well, Anil, when this matter came before the previous bench through the review petitions filed against the judgment in Sabrimala case, the bench was of the opinion that it is not staying the Supreme Court judgment as far as it is concerned to Sabrimala temple, but at the same time, Supreme Court also said that it will be better for a larger bench to go into all these aspects, not only the entry of women in Sabrimala temple, but some other issues as well, like there are some dargahs where Muslim women are not allowed to enter, and in fact, the Parsi women are not allowed in Agyari if she marries to a non-Parsi man. So these kind of discriminations are also exist in other religions as well. And because of that, court was of the opinion that if a larger bench heard this matter, these issues altogether, then there will be a fundamental principle about the religious practices vis-a-vis the fundamental rights. So now this bench not only will decide the Sabrimala issue, but all other issues like entry of women in Dargah and any kind of discrimination on the basis of gender in other sects or religions. All these issues must be covered by the judgment of this larger bench, which is going to hear the Sabrimala issue as well.
Vikas, what would be the permissible extent, considering that there are 60 petitions already there? What would be the permissible extent of judicial recognitions to these PILs that have been filed?
Well, so what we have seen in the past, that Supreme Court allows people to file the petition, but makes it very clear that petitioners should not repeat themselves. That if the arguments given by, if there are several Hindu organizations and they have same thing to say before the court, then court says that come with proper prayers and arguments that what they want to tell the court. And if the arguments are repetitive, Supreme Court only tells them to say those things which have not been covered by the previous party. So by this kind of approach, Supreme Court will accommodate all these petitioners and will make it clear that that the arguments must not be repetitive. If one party has already argued, like what we have seen in the Ayodhya case, in Babri case, there were several petitioners, but Supreme Court said that once a Hindu organization has argued on certain points, then other Hindu party will not have to repeat all those arguments again. So by these ways, the Supreme Court may accommodate all those petitioners which have different things to say, and will make it clear to the parties that a specific time will be allowed to each and everyone.
One quick word with regards to the interplay of freedom of religion under Article 25 and Article 26, which has been regularly used, by the people who have approached the court. Do you feel that this time around, are there specific issues that this particular bench is going to consider, and some, larger judicial policy that would be decided at the end of this particular, batch of petitions that you hear, and the verdict that will be expected post it?
Well, Anil, the object of this larger bench is to decide the larger constitutional issues.
Perfect.
Supreme Court will not go into each and every practice, but come with a solution, come with a ruling that will guide or that will direct these kind of practices across the religion, across the sects. Court may not go into each and every practice, but it will come with a larger constitutional issue that these kind of practices are discriminatory, or these kind of practices are also protected by the fundamental rights given under the Constitution. So the court will decide the larger issue.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate you joining us this morning on the phone line. You have a busy day ahead. Take good care of yourself. Well, moving ahead, in a major success for security forces of Jammu and Kashmir, 3 terrorists were gunned down in an encounter in Tral. The terrorists killed in the encounter are Umar Fayyaz Lone and Adil Bashir Mir, both from Hizbul Mujahideen terrorist outfit, and Faizan Hamid Butt from the Jaish-e-Mohammed terror group. Addressing media, Jammu and Kashmir Inspector General Vijay Kumar said that Umar Fayyaz Lone, alias Hamad Khan, was the most wanted terrorist and he was involved in many terrorist activities, and the investigation is going on.
त्राल में एक गांव है, वहां पर 3 मिलिटेंट छिपे हुए हैं। उसमें एक हमाद खान है कि बहुत मोस्ट वांटेड टेररिस्ट है, जो पिछले 2 साल से बहुत सारे सिविलियन किलिंग इन्वॉल्व है। फायरिंग इधर से टारगेट किया गया, जिसमें 2 मिलिटेंट मारे गए। उसका तीसरा मिलिटेंट घर शिफ्ट कर लिया। उसके बाद फिर दोनों तरफ से फायरिंग हुई। उस फायरिंग में तीसरा मिलिटेंट मारा गया है।
In another case, police also arrested a senior Jammu and Kashmir police officer along with 2 wanted Hizbul Mujahideen militants while they were travelling together in a vehicle on National Highway in Shopian.
एसपी शोपियन को एक स्पेसिफिक हिंट मिला था कि 2 मिलिटेंट एक I-10 व्हीकल में शोपियान से निकली है और टुवार्ड्स नेशनल हाईवे जम्मू जाना चाह रहा है। डीआईजी साउथ कश्मीर को आदेश दिया कि अपने एरिया में नाका लगाए। उन्होंने नाका लगाया और गाड़ी सर्च करने के बाद देखा कि उसमें 2 वांटेड मिलिटेंट थे। उनके साथ हमारे पुलिस के एक डीएसपी पाए गए, एक और रेसिडेंट थे जो कि एडवोकेट हैं और हमारे लिस्ट में ओजीडब्ल्यू भी है, शोपियान से रखते हैं अवस्था। उन लोगों को इंटरोगेट किया गया। बाद में मैंने पुलिस, आर्मी, सीआरपीएफ, आईबी, आरएनडब्ल्यू जितनी एजेंसी है सबको इकट्ठा ला के ज्वाइंट इंटरोगेशन किया गया।
Well, due to increased activity on the western disturbance, Met Department has predicted heavy snowfall and rainfall activity over Himachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir and Uttarakhand today. Consequent to this activity, rainfall and thunderstorm is expected over the next 2 days in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh and even Delhi. A second western disturbance is likely to cause light isolated precipitation on the 15th of January and fairly widespread to widespread rainfall till Jan 17th. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's interaction program Pariksha Pe Charcha 2020 with a cross-section of students and teachers from India and abroad to beat exam stress will be organized on January 20th. A lot of excitement and enthusiasm is being seen among the students, teachers and parents to not only participate in the unique event but also to receive valuable tips from the Prime Minister, who is keen to ensure that students take exams in a stress-free atmosphere to ensure better results. Some students have been shortlisted for the program, which will be held in Delhi at the Talkatoora Stadium. Let's listen into the reactions from Uttarakhand's capital city, Dehradun.
ये बहुत ही अच्छा कार्यक्रम है, जिससे जो छात्र है, युवा छात्र है, वो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी से सीधा संपर्क कर सकते हैं तथा उनसे अपने प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं तथा सुझाव भी उसी समय जान सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा बेनिफिशियल है। इससे जो तनाव में जो छात्र जूझ रहे होते हैं परीक्षाओं के वक्त, उनके परिस्थिति काफ़ी हद तक सुधर जाती है। वो अपने परीक्षाओं को बहुत ही सकारात्मक तरीके से अटेम्प्ट करते हैं तथा अच्छे स्कोर कर पाते हैं।
एग्ज़ाम पैटर्न में थोड़ा सा चेंज आना चाहिए। उसमें क्रिएटिव और क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग बेस्ड क्वेश्चंस ज़रूर पूछे जाने चाहिए, जो कि बच्चों में थोड़ा सा रोट मेमोरी से हम लर्निंग की तरफ जाएं, जिससे तो ये एक बहुत ही अच्छा इनिशिएटिव है प्राइम मिनिस्टर का, जिससे कि बच्चे डायरेक्ट उनसे इंटरैक्ट कर सकते हैं। उनके पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंसेस से भी बच्चे को बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलेगा।
Sarvari Wankhede from Akola district in Maharashtra is excited to receive valuable tips from the Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the 20th of this month.
पंतप्रधान जी ने जो ये कार्यक्रम लिया है वो बच्चों के लिए, हमारे लिए बहुत ही प्रेरणादायी है, ये मुझे लगता है। और इनसे सच में बच्चों को प्रेरणा मिलेगी। हम 10वीं में हैं, इसलिए थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेस तो आएगा कि बोर्ड के एग्ज़ाम हैं, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रिक्ट होते हैं, पर अगर हमारा पूर्ण रूप से हम पर कॉन्फिडेंस रहेगा, अगर पूरी तरह से पढ़ाई हो गई होगी, तो हमें किसी प्रकार का टेंशन या फिर किसी प्रकार का तनाव नहीं लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि टेंशन लेने से, तनाव लेने से थोड़ा सा पेपर में थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, गड़बड़ हो सकती है। इसलिए जो हमारे मन में जो डर है वो सबसे पहले हमें निकालना चाहिए।
मुझे बहुत खुशी हुई है और प्रधानमंत्री जी ने जो ये कार्यक्रम शुरू किया, तो मैं उनका धन्यवाद कहता हूँ कि इससे शिक्षा के बारे में जो उन्होंने ये इनिशिएटिव शुरू किया है, तो ये बहुत ही प्रेरणादायक सभी के लिए होगा।
Ayush from Himachal Pradesh's Dharamshala's Army School feels that the Pariksha Pe Charcha program inspires students and helps them to achieve their goals.
मेरा ये मानना है कि परीक्षा के चर्चा कार्यक्रम के ज़रिए छात्रों में प्रेरणा उत्पन्न होती है और साथ ही में ये कार्यक्रम लक्ष्य प्राप्ति में सहायक सिद्ध होता है। इस कार्यक्रम के ज़रिए छात्रों में मनोबल ऊंचा होता है और साथ ही अगर ये कार्यक्रम निरंतर हो तो छात्रों में इसका लाभ होगा। देश के प्रधानमंत्री अगर छात्रों के साथ हों तो उनका मनोबल ऊंचा होगा और साथ ही उन्हें तनाव से मुक्त होने की प्रेरणा मिलेगी और ये कार्यक्रम उनके लिए संजीवनी का कार्य करेगी।
Well, moving now to international stories, a volley of rockets slammed into an Iraqi air base north of Baghdad on Sunday, where US forces have been based, wounding 4 local troops. The Iraqi military said 8 Qatos-type rockets landed on Al-Balad air base, wounding 2 Iraqi officers and 2 airmen. Al-Balad is the main air base for Iraq's F-16. The base had held a small US Air Force contingent as well as American contractors, but a majority had been evacuated following tensions between the US and Iran over the past few weeks. Military bases hosting US troops have been subject to volleys of rockets and mortar attacks in recent months that have mostly wounded Iraqi forces but also killed 1 American contractor last month. Well, more on the story, Abhishek Jha, our correspondent tracking MEA for us, joining us this morning on the phone line. Abhishek, this particular attack that's taken place, Mike Pompeo has already condemned it. Do you see further escalation of tensions between the two countries?
Of course, Anil, we have seen that in the last week when the Iran Foreign Minister Javad Zarif has said that their revenge has been fulfilled. USA also said that they don't want to escalate the situation in the region. It was believed that the tension from then onwards is going to decrease. But now, as a fresh attacks have taken place on the U.S. military establishment in Iraq, it is highly likely that the future course in that region seems very much unpredictable. And, there are going to be fresh tensions. We have also seen that, interestingly, nobody has or no organization has so far taken, blame for this attack that has happened in the U.S. military base. We can believe that there are, since last week, Iranian rockets were, there were rocket attacks from Iranian side on U.S. military bases. So this time also, there can be some proxies or some militia organization working from the soil of Iraq, or some proxies who might have been behind this attack. But there is still no confirmation. Also, Anil, there are fresh turn of events in the domestic politics of Iran, where a lot of protests are happening against the regime after the government of Iran has accepted that their own missiles had brought down that Boeing plane in which almost 70 Iranian passengers were traveling and all were killed. So there is a lot of domestic politics also involved, and of course there are external factors involved, and that is taking this whole tension into a very new direction, and we'll have to, see how this situation develops in the days to come.
Abhishek, considering that US and Iran have, almost endured 65 years of volatile relations between the two nations, how does the world see this particular, action that's taking place there on ground zero? And why should the world be cautious about this particular development between US and Iran?
See, Anil, in the last week when the Iran and US, they almost seemed on the brink of an upcoming war, the whole world was very much alert. We saw that lobbying from almost every neighborhood country of Iran. They were, trying to de-escalate the situation. Even India, Pakistan, USA, and many European countries, Sweden, Norway, every country and every diplomat were all in their full force. They were wanting to de-escalate the situation. They were trying to establish some, background communication channel between US and Iran, where it was believed that both the parties said that, okay, now it's time to de-escalate, and we don't want to further escalate the tension in that region. So, of course, there is a very high alert in the world community when the situation goes out of hand. And also, we know that the Strait of Hormuz, that has a lot of influence of Iran, that accounts for almost 60% of world oil trade. So, in any case, if there is a tension that goes beyond control of the world community, the world oil market is going to crash. There might be some very unpredictable price rise in oil prices, and that might have some cascading effect on the global economy as well. So nobody wants to have a war at this point of time, and the world economy is already reeling under pressure. Also, there are military implications because the dynamics in that region might shift, and if there is a war in just the neighborhood, be it Iraq or be it Saudi or Turkey, nobody is going to be totally isolated or aloof from the impact that this war might cause in that region. So at this point of time, no country wants to have a high military escalation in that region, and that is why all of them had warned US and Iran not to escalate the situation. They have also tried to bring down the tension between US and Iran. And so it almost seemed in the last week that the tension had been brought under control, but now as the fresh mortar bomb attacks have taken place on the US military base, which has also involved 4 Iraqi officials, at least 2 persons in that injured list. They are senior Iraqi air officials. So now the human casualties are also going to be involved in this fresh spat of events, and this might further escalate the tension, which was believed to be very much under control until the last week.
Okay, we'll leave it there. US-Iran tensions flaring while the world keeps a close watch on the developments there between the two countries. We'll leave it there. Thank you and appreciate your joining us this morning. Well, staying with international stories, meanwhile, US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo has said that he was outraged by another missile attack on an Iraqi airbase where US forces have been stationed as neighboring Iran signaled a wish to de-escalate regional tensions. There was no immediate claim of responsibility for Sunday's rocket attacks. The US has previously blamed such attacks on Iran-backed groups in Iraq. Meanwhile, in Iran, thousands of demonstrators hit the streets in Tehran over a weekend, condemning Iranian authorities for shooting down an Ukrainian passenger plane and killing all 176 people on board. Demonstrators are calling for Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei to step down and for those responsible for downing the plane to be prosecuted. Angered over the government's apparent attempt to hide the accidental killing of civilians, mourners in the crowd turned hostile and chanted anti-regime slogans. Protests have now spread to other cities including Shiraz, Isfahan, Hamadan and Urmi. World leaders have come in support of these protests. The US President Donald Trump tweeted his support for the demonstrators, saying his administration will continue to stand with the people. Likewise, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu voiced his support for the protesters and called on European powers to increase pressure on the Iranian regime. Iranian lawmakers said measures would be taken to investigate and hold responsible those who shot down an Ukrainian international airlines plane. Lawmakers offered their condolences to the families of the victims and said there was no intention to cover up the causes of the crash. For days, Iranian officials had vigorously denied it was to blame after the airline crashed on Jan 8th, even as Canada, which had 57 citizens on the flight, and the United States said their intelligence indicated an Iranian missile was to be blamed for the attack that was fired, probably in error. All 176 people on board the flight en route to Kyiv were killed, many of them Iranians with dual citizenship. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has said that he would pursue justice and accountability for what happened. Speaking at a memorial service on Sunday in Edmonton, the Canadian Prime Minister said that the entire country stands with those who lost their loved ones in the tragic plane crash in Iran. Trudeau called it a moment of national pain and assured his full support during this extraordinarily difficult time. Nancy Pelosi, the House Speaker and top Democrat, has defended the impeachment proceedings against U.S. President Donald Trump, saying that the president has crossed the line on Ukraine and violated the Constitution. The House of Representatives, where the Democrats enjoy a majority, had impeached Trump last month. Now the Senate, where the Republicans are in majority, need to put Trump on trial before he can be removed from the White House. Pelosi said that she would soon send the articles of impeachment against President Trump to the Senate amid allegations by Republicans that she is delaying the trial. Moving to Philippines, a volcano south of Philippine capital of Manali spewed ash accompanied by rumbling sounds and tremors on Sunday, prompting authorities to raise the alert level and order the evacuation of about 8,000 residents. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology raised its alert level for Taal volcano to 4 out of 5, indicating that a hazardous eruption was imminent. It warned that the eruption could cause a volcanic tsunami and advised nearby communities to take precautions against possible surges from the lake that surrounds the volcano. The volcano spewed ash that generated a 1-kilometer high plume that later triggered ashfall in nearby communities. Moving to Oman, world and regional leaders traveled to Oman on Sunday to meet the country's new Sultan to offer condolences for the death of Sultan Qaboos bin Said. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson and Prince Charles were among those who arrived in Muscat to meet Oman's new ruler. Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said. Other leaders include Kuwait's ruling emir Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Sabah, as well as Qatar's ruling emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Bahrain's King Hamid bin Isa Al Khalifa, and President of Yemen's internationally recognized government Abed Rabu Mansour Hadi also visited. Sultan Haitham was Oman's cultural minister before being named as the successor to Sultan Qaboos, who died on Friday. Oman's new Sultan promised after assuming power on Saturday to uphold the foreign policy of his Western-backed predecessor. Meanwhile, as a mark of respect to the departed dignitary, the government of India has declared one-day state mourning in view of the demise of Oman's Sultan Qaboos bin. The national flag will be flown at half-mast today across the country during the national mourning, and no official entertainment will be held today. Syed Hatim bin Tariq Al Said has been sworn in as the new Sultan of Oman. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to Twitter to congratulate the new Sultan. Prime Minister in a tweet, and I quote, "I heartily congratulate His Majesty Syed Haitham bin Tariq Al Said on taking over as the Sultan of Oman. I am confident that under his leadership, Oman will continue to progress and prosper and contribute to global peace." Shifting continents to Australia, where Australian cricket legends Shane Warne and Ricky Ponting will captain star-studded teams in a one-off bushfire fundraiser match to be played on Feb 8th. Cricket Australia confirmed on Sunday that an all-star T20 match will be played as a curtain raiser to the Big Bash League final. Former women's captain Alex Blackwell said that the match day profit and funds raised across the day will go to the Red Cross Disaster Relief and Recovery Fund. Former Australian cricketers confirmed to play include Ricky Ponting, Shane Warne, Justin Langer, Adam Gilchrist, Brett Lee, Shane Watson, Alex Blackwell and Michael Clarke. Steve Waugh and Mel Jones will be involved in a non-playing capacity. Earlier, Warne himself raised over $1 million Australian dollars for bushfire relief after putting his treasured baggy green up for auction. Well, time now to get you the latest in the world of finance and business. My colleague Ajay Mishra comes on board.
Thanks, Anil, very much. If you look at the Asian markets right now, the Asian shares paused near 19 months peak on Monday ahead of the expecting signing on Sino-US trade deal, though talks on the phase 2 package are likely to be dragged for months. Kospi is up 66 points, Hang Seng is also by 60 points, SGX Nifty is trading 41 points higher, indicating positive opening for the markets in India. Remember, last week the Sensex and Nifty gained marginally to close in the green. Oil prices edged down on Monday as fears of conflict between the US and the Iran eased, although the decline was checked by the planned signing on an initial US-China trade deal this week, which could boost demand. Brent crude was down 13 cents or 0.2% at $64.85 per barrel. WTI was also down 9 cents or 0.2% at $58.95 a barrel. Global benchmark Brent touched a near 4-month high of above $71 before ending last week below 65, although the situation in the Middle East remains tense. And we have a very interesting editorial by Economic Times where it has said that the fiscal deficit in this budget could be 3.6%, and it has advocated that the government has to cut its expenditure and manage its revenue expenditure very fiercely to actually reach the goal of 3.5% of fiscal deficit. And also the Aramco Green Shoes option pushes IPO to record $29.4 billion, which is one of the main news items in Economic Times in today's morning news. And we see that the Saudi Arabian oil giant Aramco announced on Sunday that the initial public offerings has set a record of $29.4 billion. Remember, this is the world's largest IPO so far. That's all in the finance world. Thanks for watching.
Ajay, thank you and appreciate you joining us. Before I let you go, how's the market going to be? This is something that we need to wait and watch today. But let's now shift focus to sports and the updates from sports. First up will be the T20 team for New Zealand that's been announced. India's T20 squad for New Zealand tours was announced on Sunday. Vice captain Rohit Sharma returns to the India 16-member squad, while the selectors dropped Kerala batsman Sanju Samson. The 5-man selection panel also brought back pacer Mohammad Shami into the scheme of things, who was rested for the ODI series against Sri Lanka. The team included Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, his deputy KL Rahul, Shikhar Dhawan, Shreyas Iyer, Manish Pandey. Rishabh Pant is back as the wicketkeeper. Kuldeep Yadav, Yugvendra Chahal, the two spinners, Manish Pandey, Shivam Dubey, Jasprit Bumrah, Shardul Thakur, Navdeep Saini, Washington Sundar, Ravindra Jadeja, Mohammad Shami completing the bowling attack for you. The 5-match T20 series against New Zealand will begin on Jan 24th in Auckland. Meanwhile, Real Madrid finally have some silverware. They were crowned the winners of the first edition of the revamped Spanish Super Cup in Saudi Arabia on Sunday, beating city rivals Atletico Madrid 4-1 in a penalty shootout following a goalless draw after extra time in a tense final. Real lifted the trophy for the 11th time. It was a 10th trophy for Real under coach Zinedine Zidane, their first since the Frenchman returned to the role last March after resigning in 2018. So Zidane has something to smile with that first silverware in his hand. Moving to tennis, Novak Djokovic helped seal victory for Serbia in the inaugural ATP Cup team event after defeating his long-term Spanish rival Rafael Nadal in singles on Sunday before going on to play a pivotal role in the deciding doubles match. With the final locked at 1-1 after the singles honours were shared, Djokovic partnered veteran Victor Trocoy to beat Spanish Pablo Carrero Busta and Feliciano Lopez in straight sets 6-3, 6-4 to win the title. Back home in the third edition of Khelo India Youth Games in Guwahati, Maharashtra got off to a flying start in the cycling events to win gold. Maharashtra is leading the medal tally at this point of time with 12 gold, 10 silver, 16 bronze medal and overall tally of 38, followed by Delhi in the second place with 8 gold, 6 silver, 9 bronze medals. Uttar Pradesh, surprise entry there in the third spot with 16 medals, That includes 7 gold medals. Haryana, the team that finished first in the first edition, second in the last edition, now in the 4th position. Gujarat completing the top 5 there with 15 medals, 5 gold, 5 silver and 5 bronze medals. Well, day 3 of the 3rd edition of the games, of the youth games, got underway in Guwahati with the under 17 100 meters boys race, where Sadanand Kumar from Jharkhand clinched the gold in just 10.95 seconds. Akash Singh from Maharashtra got the silver, completing the race in 11.08 seconds. And Aman Khokhar of Uttar Pradesh won the bronze medal. In the under 17 100 meters race for girls, a tough fight was seen between Juvanji Deepthi from Telangana and Rutika Shravanan from Tamil Nadu. However, Deepthi won the title with 12.26 seconds. Rutika won the silver and Sharon Maria from Tamil Nadu bagged the bronze. In the under 21 100 meters dash, Haryana secured the gold as Nusrat finished the race in 10.77 seconds. Abhinav Panwar won the silver for Delhi, while Lovepreet Singh of Punjab bagged the bronze medal. Ansi Sochin won the gold in the under 21 girls 100 meters race. She finished the race in 12.21 seconds. This is her second gold in a single day. Earlier in the morning, she won gold in the long jump. Rashmi Prasad of West Bengal won the silver, finishing the race in 12.27 seconds, while Kirit Sanjay Boite from Maharashtra won the bronze.
That's a good point. Did the job in the end. Look at that. A good 3-4 yards meters before her finish. She knew she's done.
Khelo India Youth Games has been very beneficial for the upcoming shooters in India. Games are giving young shooters a great chance to prove themselves. The initiative took by the government to support these budding talent, to support them financially, provide good training and assistance, which would help them to move forward in their career. Many say shooting is an expensive sport. Some say it is a sport meant for the elite class. But the government initiatives at grassroots level has changed the perception. Sporting events like Khelo India Youth Games are giving a platform to young shooters to display their talent. Young shooters from different parts of India are performing in Guwahati in world-class competitive environment.
They are giving a very good facility, the government Khelo India, and they are providing shooters with good equipments and training facilities and coaching and everything they are providing for the shooters.
Khelo India has helped us a lot because we are in an expensive game like shooting. We need, economically, we need help from our government, and they are helping a lot. They are providing us the world-class coaches and all, the accredited academies, and also the ammunitions and all. Everything we need, they are providing us. India has many world-class shooting ranges which are providing facilities and learning opportunities to young shooters. One such range is the Kalipara shooting range in Guwahati. The complex provides world-class infrastructure that is required to prepare a shooter to meet the modern-day challenges. The academy prides itself in providing all tools to build a champion.
Very good initiative to bring out budding talents in different fields of sports. And along with that, the government is also providing a very good infrastructure, logistic supports to the sports personalities, to our budding talents, so that they can prosper in their own field. We have a very good shooting range in Assam. Though it is not that old, but we have produced world champion in shooting field from Assam. So we hope to have more such talents coming out in Assam in sports shooting field.
Hosting a Khelo India Youth Games in this particular range, it brings the a confidence among the shooters. It brings all the vibes that is required for shooting sports, and we have the talents. So it's a good thing going on. In the last 1 year, young Indian shooters have dominated the world stage like never before, winning each of the 4 World Cup stages comprehensively. The advantage with young shooters is that they come with a clean slate and start shooting high scores once they grasp the basics. They carry no psychological baggage, which is a break from the past generation, and believe that an Olympic medal is not out of reach.
Khelo India Youth Games is like a nursery for the budding shooters. Here they are getting world-class facilities, equipments and world-class environment to compete, and now they are dreaming for glory at the world's biggest stage. With camera person Sandeep Kumar, this is Narayan Singh reporting for DD News, Guwahati.
Well, after a look at sports, it's time now to take a look at the national dailies and the top stories published in the newspapers from the national capital. Our first look is at the Hindu, where fresh snowfall in Kashmir has thrown the life out of gear. Flights being disrupted, Srinagar receiving 2 centimeters of snowfall, while tourist resort of Pahalgam receiving close to 9 centimeters, while more snowfall being predicted for today. Snowfall in regions of Ladakh too, as a result of which the private airlines almost have cancelled all their flights to Jammu as well as Ladakh. Well, moving to our next story that comes from Mail today in the inside pages, Delhi's ACB, that's the Anti-Corruption Bureau, losing its steam. This is records that show that the agency has become more or less a body with just 121 cases registered so far, and 114 corrupt officials and employees of 39 departments have been nailed down since its inception in 2014. The reason? The tussle for control for the ACB between the Aam Aadmi Party government and the office of the Lieutenant Governor has seemingly affected the functioning of this particular agency. Well, moving now to our third paper that we're looking at, this comes from the Times of India. This is with JNU, but this is Flutter in JNU, where the birders take a walk to remember on a misty Sunday morning. The Jawaharlal Nehru University or the JNU campus witnessing a flurry of activity early morning on Sunday, with a group armed with binoculars and cameras assembling in the forest areas. The excitement in the air to catch as was a result of the Big Bird Day, a day-long event of Delhi bird held every year since 2004. People coming out in large numbers to catch the various species that are there. Delhi has close to 6 biodiversity parks, so people coming out in large numbers to catch species of birds, especially the black dronga and other species that many people spoke about the experience of seeing these birds. Our next look is at the Indian Express. Indian Express on the bottom spread in Mysuru, an old railway coach that is now being used for a struggling government school. For years, the government school in Mysore struggled to survive operating with rooms inside a railway colony. Its strength was down to 60 students. Now the classroom has 2 real railway coaches refurbished with stairways, brightly painted exteriors and fans, lights and colorful illustrations made. It's a first of its kind, and the children are making a fun out of it. Okay, that's all we have time for. Our final newspaper, we're going to skip that, but take a jog down memory lane. Now take a look at all the events that took place on this very day, 13th of January in history.
On 13th January 1949, Rakesh Sharma, the first Indian cosmonaut to travel in space, was born in Patiala, Punjab. The Government of India conferred its highest gallantry award, the Ashok Chakra, on him. On this day in 1982, an Air Florida Boeing 737 crashed into the 14th Street Bridge in Washington, D.C. after takeoff and fell into the Potomac River, killing 78 people. On the same day in 1993, American, British and French fighter jets carried out a series of bombing raids over southern Iraq. On this very day in 2011, the last polio case was recorded in West Bengal.
Well, time now to come back to the present and take a look at the events listed for today.
Road safety stakeholders meet to be held at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi. Minister for Defence Rajnath Singh and Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari to address the meet. The regular classes in Jawaharlal Nehru University to resume. Classes at JNU had been disrupted since November 2019 when students began protest against a substantial increase in hostel fees. A 9-judge constitution bench of Supreme Court to hear the issue of allowing women and girls of all ages to enter Kerala's Sabrimala temple, along with other contentious issue of alleged discrimination against Muslim and Parsi women. Queen Elizabeth II to hold face-to-face talks with her grandson Prince Harry to discuss future roles for him and his wife Meghan Markle following the couple's announcement that they want to step back from Britain's royal duty. The Oscars 2020 nominations to be announced at a ceremony in Los Angeles.
Well, as a modern lifestyle makes us inactive, we are facing new health issues. Let's understand how sedentary lifestyle affects our health and how to stay healthy.
Leading a sedentary lifestyle is becoming a significant public health issue. Physical inactivity appears to have a negative impact on physical health and mental well-being.
Sedentary lifestyle leads to a lot of health issues, right from obesity to metabolic syndrome to poor bone health to multiple joint pains. If you're doing physical activities, regular exercises, like do 20 minutes of walking or 20 minutes of any sort of exercises, or be active. You can do dancing, you can do Zumba, you can do yoga, you can do Tai Chi. So that 20 minutes is very important.
Regular physical activities and a balanced diet are main pillars of good health. Extended periods of inactivity can reduce metabolism, lead to weight gain, bones may get weaker and lose some mineral content, and also increase the risk of many health conditions.
So being physically active leads to a lot of benefits. One, it increases the insulin sensitivity in the body, so that leads to a decrease in the risk of developing diabetes mellitus. Being active again helps in building up the muscles, and the blood vessels will be so active, so there will be less chances of getting hypertension and diabetes. And being active also leads to good amount of minerals in the bone, so there will be less chances of osteoporosis. Being active also helps in releasing endorphins in the brain, that makes you more happy and more jovial, so chances of depression also will be less with being more active. And if you are more active and if you have a very good figure, so that also gives a positive vibe in you, and it motivates you to do a regular activity also. At least keep yourself active for 20 minutes, and good nutrition, in the sense take good amount of calcium and vitamin D in your diet, and that walking or running in sunlight also helps in getting vitamin D into the body and helps in maintaining a better bone health.
It is essential to include physical activity in your busy work day. Be active, work out regularly and burn some calories. Also keep a check on what you eat to be fit and healthy. Kiran Bhardwaj, DD News.
Well, Lohri is being celebrated with great fervour and enthusiasm in Punjab, Haryana and Chandigarh. In Majha part of Punjab, the kite flying is in full swing like every year. Children are enjoying kite flying and the sky is filled with colourful kites. During the day, there will be dance, gidda and bhangra on the beats of dhol, and in the evening, children will go door to door and ask for Lohri. Later, bonfire will be lit to avert the cold. President Ramnath Kovind has greeted his fellow citizens on the eve of the festivals of Lohri, Makar Sankranti, Pongal, Bhogli, Bihu, Uttarayan and Paush. In his message, the President has said, India is a land of festivals. The coming festivals celebrate under different names and forms across the country are also an occasion to mark our respect for a ceaseless hard work of our farmers. These festivals, symbolizing the joy of sharing the new crop with one's family and community, are intertwined in the soul of the country. All communities celebrate these festivals with the spirit of mutual love, affection and fraternity. Such festivals have an invaluable contribution in the geographical, cultural and emotional unification of the country. President Kovind said he is confident that these festivals will help further strengthen the spirit of peaceful coexistence and unity and further enhance the prosperity and happiness of the nation. Well, time now to take a look at the weather in your city. Well, before we end this edition of Breakfast Show, we leave you with a positive thought to kickstart your day. No matter where you're from, your dreams are valid. Our image of the day, the glimpses of Ice Dragon boat race held in China. Take a look, smile, stay healthy and happy. Namaskar.